Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I go by that name on all my social media platforms. Now if you're joining me here for the very first time, I post fragrance related content on this channel. I post weekly and consistently. So if that sounds like something you may want to be part of, guys, please do consider joining us here by subscribing. To those who are returning, thank you so much guys for the continued support. I appreciate you as always. Now welcome to the Lattafas we featured this month. We did feature 6 Lattafas and 2 Maison Alhambras. So this is going to be like a recap in case you just want to sit through one video. It's just my take on them, the ones I love and the ones that didn't do it for me. So the very first one we're going to start with is a Suede Malika. This fragrance feels like it should have been in this bottle. By that, I don't mean that it should have been, oud mood. It's not exactly the same, but it's undeniable that Lattafa did use the oud mood DNA as a base in Suede Malika, and then they went on to kind of tweak it there to give it a twist. After dismissing this fragrance and spraying it on the curtains, which is what I do with every fragrance that doesn't work for me the first time, it started giving wafts of a crispness that I kind of liked, and I thought, okay, wait a minute, let me spray this one on my clothes and see how it goes. Now if you are a person who has a hard time with oud mood, you are definitely gonna love this one because it's a lighter take with a fruity, crisp, summery twist to it. This should have just been a flanker, making it bottle number, I think they have 4. They have oud mood, they have reminiscent, they have elixir, and then they have musk. This should have been just the 5th one, and I don't know, maybe they would have called it oud mood summer or something like that. That is just how Suede Malika feels like, guys. So it's not going to come across as strange to you if you have used oud mood. It does use everything in careful doses that you get from oud mood. It does have that cinnamon, it does have the caramel, and then it takes that fun apple twist to make it summery and light. So it ended up dropping on my favorites, if I must say, because I find that the oud mood DNA can be a bit polarizing there, a bit too much there. So yes, I do like Suede Malika. It also does last a good while, guys, because that oud that is in this fragrance kind of ties it up and gives it longevity. So if you're the sort of person that wears fragrances for compliments, you are definitely going to get the compliments from here. Whether or not people are going to be able to differentiate that you are not wearing oud mood and you're wearing this one, I don't know. Some people may actually even think you're wearing oud mood reminiscent, because I find that one also a little bit on the lighter side. And I can also say it's a good stepping stone into Middle Eastern fragrances. If you were in a perfume shop and you were wondering which one to go for, whether oud mood or this one, I'd say go for this one, guys. And if you do like this DNA and you're completely crazy about it, then you can stretch and purchase, oud mood, because that one is going to be outright blowing everybody there. Number 1 is Suede Malika. The second fragrance we featured in the month of August, guys, is Yara Tous. This is a great flanker, guys, to the original Yara and the Yara Moi. Yara Tous is a tropical twist, right? This one doesn't distance itself too much from Yara Moi. To an extent, it feels as though it's a correction that they needed to do quickly, for those people that don't like Yara Moi, because some people completely love that fragrance and some can't stand it, like myself. So it does feel as though some of those batches have got like a peach that's gone bad. Now if you kind of like Yara Moi and you thought, oh, like me, and you're like, it could have been okay but it's not, then this is gonna do it for you, guys. It's not the same fragrance, but it just feels as though they've used the original Yara DNA, taking that creaminess, that floral touch to the original Yara, and then taking the peach that is in Yara Moi, combining that and then adding a milky coconut note as well as mango and the peach there to give us a tropical delight in that range. So yes, this is going to give you that and a touch of spiciness, just a touch of spiciness and woodiness, which I feel it borrows from the original Yara. You've got to love milky fragrances, lactonic fragrances for you to appreciate this. It's a tropical fragrance but very long lasting. It also projects for 2 hours straight, even crossing over to 2.5 hours somewhere there. Does do the most in the heat. So number 2, guys, is Yara 2. Now, third on the lineup, guys, is going to be Aziza. I'm going to give it a quick spray here, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts. But I've been wearing the heck out of this fragrance, so I know exactly what I want to say here. Now, Aziza is your Carolina Herrera Good Girl dupe. However, Lattafa seems to have switched the notes around here. It doesn't seem to me as though they have omitted anything. It looks like the notes are at par with those of Good Girl to a T. However, by switch, what I mean is it looks like they have kind of diluted certain quantities, like switched them up, like amped up the almonds there and the cacao and lessened, you know, the tonka, which makes this one a fragrance that's going to be liked by those people that feel like myself that the original does have like a masculine appeal to it because of that heady tonka. If you love that DNA of Good Girl, you're gonna get it here, and this one is gonna give you that seductive feminine touch. A lot of compliments I do get from this one, guys, so absolutely one fragrance that I would recommend here. I did not like Good Girl at all, and I still don't up to today. I mean, like, I do have it in my collection, but it's not a favorite. However, I find myself reaching out for this one the most. So if you love that Carolina Herrera DNA, you're definitely gonna love this one, and it's gonna have that cherry on top, guys, because it is almondy forward with that coffee note and the cacao at the center stage. So sitting, guys, on our number 3 is Aziza. The fourth fragrance, guys, is a bun. A bun is a fragrance that if you go by the notes that are listed by Lattafa, you're gonna purchase it for the wrong reasons because the notes don't tally with what you're gonna smell. This is a good rendition, guys, of Rose Prick, and it does feel at par with the original. Has the lasting power to match as well. This is what I love about a bun. It's a powdery, musky, mature rose. Okay, let me just spray it a little there. Yes, mature rose, but the rose doesn't feel dated. It has that woodsy edge, which is coming off, I guess, the patchouli, and the patchouli here binds this one, guys. It gives it a decent lasting power. Also expect a peppery note there, which is what you're going to get from Rose Prick, that makes this one lean, spicy and aromatic at the same time. So definitely a fragrance that you're going to like if you love Rose Prick. There is a fruity undertone in this mix that makes it less stuffy and somewhat fresh in a way. Okay, it's just in sync, if you know what I mean. It is on our number 4, and it's a bun. Fifth on the lineup, guys, is going to be Aswaf. When I did a review of this fragrance, guys, I gave you my mental shortcut. This is a fragrance that is listed as having pink pepper, saffron, cinnamon, cloves. What else is in this fragrance? Amber, rose, styrex, resonate, vanilla. That's all those notes. Okay, that is what Lattafa lists as the notes. But just spraying it there, guys, I get a burst of a musky, waxy petals feel, hearing a cacao and vanilla. So that is what you're going to get offset, which if you compare the notes and then what you smell, it is not exactly in tandem there. So again, another one that could have notes that are throwing us off. But for the sake of a mental shortcut, let me say, if you love chocolate, you're going to love this fragrance. It's not as chocolatey as Lattafa's Nebras. It's not that sort of chocolate, guys. You get wafts off like a powdery feel there, like a musky powdery feel there, but carrying like an underlying chocolate to it. And it also does have like a honeyed feel there that umbrellas the entire juice itself. It has, again, in that mix, a tobacco-y, hay-like thing. So whatever they were going for, with this fragrance, guys, is a complex and very nicely smelling fragrance, if it is a dupe, because I'm going to presume it's a dupe because Lattafa is always, making dupes out there, but I cannot outright tell you what is duping. I did liken it to Killian's Black Phantom because of that, chocolatey thing and that spiciness that is in there. But as for exactly what it is duping, we're going to know in due course. If you are into chocolatey, floral, floral fragrances. This is going to give it to you. It's sexy with a tobacco-y undertone. I hope my description is, you know, something that you can work with. It's also semi-sweet. It's not very sweet. It lasts as well on 10 sprays. I do get about 7-hour performance with this fragrance. It does project, I'd say about 2 meters. People can smell you there. You will be in this scent bubble. So sitting on number 5, guys, is Aswaf. 6th on the lineup, guys, is Maison Alhambra, and Maison Alhambra are a subsidiary of Lattafa. This is why I included, you know, the 2 I featured this month on this video. Now, this is So Candid. That is the name of the fragrance, inspired by Jean-Paul Gaultier's So Scandal, right? The atomizer here is kind of like faulty. I don't know. It just kind of feels as though it's trying to draw back instead of spraying. This one, mental shortcut, is your Habu Baba bubblegum, raspberry flavored, bottled in perfume. That is the mental shortcut I can give you for this fragrance, guys. It's sweet, it's fruity, it's very bubble gummy. One thing I do have to take back, which is what I did say in the full review for this fragrance, is the longevity. The longevity for So Candid, guys, sucks. I came here with it. It was almost to say a first impression, semi-first impressions. Maybe in the straw. Okay, I don't know what this is called. You know, that thing, that straw. Maybe in that straw, there was like an oil thing trapped up there. It did last the first time I sprayed it, and I was like, oh, wow, this is very long lasting. This is nice. But unfortunately, guys, wearing it after that, this fragrance lacks in performance. It will give you that burst of the fruits and the bubblegum and the florals there, the tuberose. It has a milk note as well. So it does have like a lactonic, creamy, leaning tuberose there with the jasmine and all that. But it's not long lasting. You can literally do 20 sprays and it probably won't even last the whole day. So that is what I can say is off-putting about this fragrance. If you don't mind that because Maison Alhambras are cheap, then you can go ahead and purchase this one. Very feminine, very girly, fun, effervescent, fruity, young, but doesn't match in terms of lasting power to the original. It's here, guys, and it's sitting on our number 6 is Maison Alhambra So Candid. Number 7, guys, is Kashaf. I did put out a review of this one. If not, then it's coming after this one. Okay, trying to spray. It looks like this atomizer is already, you know, faulty, but I don't know. Okay, Kashaf is the least favorite from the ones I featured this month because it's a fragrance that is just mum. As far as I'm concerned, it makes no statement. It doesn't speak to me. It doesn't call me. It doesn't come across as a fragrance that I will crave to want to spray. Comes across as like an oily, waxy, semi-sweet saffron forward fragrance with like a leather there. Very leathery. If you love leather, you're going to love that, and patchouli. But I hate that I can neither call this one a fruity or a floral, in as much as it is listed as having strawberry and peach. I don't get the fruitiness in here. I do get an underlying plum, just underlying, barely there. And it could just be, you know, my nose digging so much trying to get this plum. That is what I get. But Lattafa doesn't list plum as a note here. It does list, though, you know, benzoin, labdanum, that sort of thing. But it is a fragrance that I was expecting to be gourmand because of the caramel note there. I do not get that. I cannot class it as a gourmand. I cannot class it as a floral. It is just a fragrance that is there. So yeah, I thought to give you a, you know, just that tip there in case you're looking at this and you were so tempted to purchase it. You could if you like leathery fragrances, but the character of this fragrance is hard to pin. It's sitting, guys, on our number 7, and it's Kashaf. Now, last but not least, guys, is going to be this one, Maison Alhambra's Suede Intense, inspired by Guerlain's Cœur Intense, right? Just going to give it a quick spray there. Okay, we have a review of it as well. Like I said, this is just a roundup, the pros and cons of the fragrances that I featured this month. Suede Intense, guys, is a leather forward fragrance there with a pleasant fruity twist. It unfortunately is another one that has a lasting power that sucks. This is a fragrance that you can barely smell after 3 hours. Honestly speaking, even if you douse yourself in this one, it just seems to fizzle. So I don't know whether it's Maison Alhambra using using too much alcohol this time around, or it's just that this is what, you know, they were actually going for, and it is what it is. It does have tobacco, it has soft woods there, but you know, in as much as it has tobacco and soft woods, because the cedar in here is very soft, you would expect that those would tie it, you know, to give it strength. But unfortunately, it just takes like a fresh turn, maybe because of that raspberry accord or that fruit that they have put in this fragrance. So do not expect a fragrance that is going to last you a good while with this one. It does perform like an EDT, you know, to say the least. If you like light fragrances, you can purchase this one. It is unisex and has no age limit because of the softness of this fragrance. It is Suede Intense by Maison Alhambra, and it is the 8th fragrance on this list, making the last one, you know, from this list. So those are the fragrances that I featured this month, guys. Let me just give you a quick run through of my favorites, in case you like my nose and my taste that much, and you want to know which ones you should go for. I've got so many things around me here. Okay, so my absolute number one is gonna be a bun, simply because, you know, I'm obsessed with rose pricks, and it gives me a backup, you know, one that I can spray around at will, because I do love rose pricks. So this is my utmost number one. And then sitting on position number 2 is gonna be this one, a fragrance whose DNA I didn't think I'll wake up one day and say I like, because the Carolina Herrera one is quite polarizing. It is thick, and this one, you know, kind of switches up the nose there, like I said, and makes it about the almonds and the cacao more than it does about the tonka. So I do love Aziza, guys. This is my second favorite. The third one that I'm absolutely obsessed with is Aswaf. I love this fragrance. Whatever they were going for, they nailed it. I love Aswaf, guys. And on our number 4, simply because it is a DNA, guys, that I am quite familiar with. It is a staple for Lattafa, this particular DNA. I have put it on number 4 because of that oud moody kind of DNA that is, you know, in this fragrance. But I do love it, and it has gone on to the most favorite of mine when it comes to that particular range. I think I prefer this one more because it does have that apple, you know, crisp twist to it, and that makes the 4th one that I absolutely love. The least favorite is gonna be Kashaf. I'd love to know what they were going for, honestly, with this one. It's not awful, it's just it just says nothing to me. So this is my least favorite, guys. And then the other 2 Maison Alhambras, I think you know the performance sucks, so I don't like them for that reason. Which one was there? Oh, Tous. Okay, Yara Tous is okay, but it's a fragrance that I'm probably not going to reach for all the time because it is a bit too creamy there, and can be a fragrance that you want to think of before you spray. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comment section which ones you liked from the ones I brought, you know, in the month of August, which ones you're going to add to your collection. I would appreciate it if we did, you know, interact in the comment section. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Do consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. Like and share this video as well. And also, please, guys, turn on post notifications so that you are notified anytime I upload a video. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.